Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you read any good books lately?
Who has the time?
Well, you should make time.
Oh, yeah? Prove it.
I would love to. So, I want you to close your eyes for a minute, Mike, and I want you to picture this.
I will not close my eyes.
You wake up alone on a spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
no memory,
Right?
two crewmates beside you, both dead, as you
Okay.
slowly realize that you are humanity's last shot at stopping the sun from dying. Boom, boom, boom. And that is just page one.
Pacing issues already? Okay.
So let me give you the premise of this book. I read a
Okay.
really good book, and by read, I mean I did an audiobook because I have crippling ADHD.
We all do.
Yes,
Pretty
and
sure everybody born after like 1980 or like 1981 has ADHD.
you're probably more accurate than you think. But I spend a lot of time in my vehicle driving, and audiobooks just work for me. They work really well. I can follow it. I'm an auditory learner. I get it. So Project Hail Mary. Now this is going to be a movie soon, so I thought it might be a good time. But
Is it?
I listened to this book maybe 3 or 4 months ago on the recommendation of a coworker. Her name's Melissa. She no longer works with me. Hi, Melissa, if you're listening. But anyway, he wakes up on a spaceship alone. There's two dead people on either side of him. He doesn't know who they are, and the computer in the room will not let him out of the room until he can answer, "Who are you? And what are you doing here?" It's wild. Earth is facing an extinction because the sun is losing its power. The world unites, and I say the word unites pretty loosely, to launch a desperate interstellar mission. The protagonist, his name is Ryland Grace. He's not a soldier. He's not a superhero. He is a middle school science teacher forced into saving all of humanity. And it's kind of wild the way they rope him in because you're like, science teacher? What the hell would they trust him of all the people out there? And you have to read to find out because I won't spoil it. The
Well,
story does.
honestly, I'd trust a middle school science teacher over a mechanic.
Oh,
I
that's fair.
mean, the middle school science teacher is going to know a decent bit more about chemicals, not to speak badly of mechanics. Y'all are great at what you do most of the time. But yeah, middle school science teachers, they know chemicals, they know basic physics and
Just for
scientific principles and
Ladies and
such.
gentlemen, if you're listening, please do not take your vehicle to be repaired by a middle school science teacher. Please take it to a licensed auto mechanic.
That
Okay.
should be a given if we have to tell them they don't deserve to have a car.
The story, though, does something wild, and it
Okay.
offers the most unique first contact story I think I've ever read.
All right.
So, why is this book good? This is an actual intelligent sci-fi novel. It uses real physics, real problem solving, no magical made up bullshit. It is something breaks, he has to science his way out of it when there's a real problem. There is constant tension in this book. Every chapter seems to be a life or death engineering puzzle, and it is amazing. It has a huge emotional payoff. It starts as a survival story, and it becomes so much more heartfelt than just a mere matter of Ryland's survival. It has one of the coolest aliens I have ever encountered in a book. And not because they are like bipedal Spock alien. No, it is a amazing concept for an alien, and I won't spoil it. I'll just say it's not humanoid, it's not cliche, and it is genuinely different from anything I think you've probably ever seen.
Is it a thought form?
No,
Is it an amoeba?
it is not an amoeba.
Okay, I'm out of ideas then.
Now, it's funny too. The narrator isn't just a boring middle school science teacher. He's that teacher you wish you had. He's sarcastic. He is self-aware and he is human down to his bones.
Well,
And
I had a middle school science teacher that was sarcastic and still a pretty shitty person.
well, Ryland is not.
Oh.
And that's what makes him kind of special, I think, is that he wants to be a shitty person. He doesn't want to be on the spaceship. He doesn't want to be the one responsible for saving humanity,
I wouldn't want that either.
but he does it anyway because science. I mean,
Well, I
he
mean,
follows
sure.
he follows the science and he follows his heart, and that's what I love this dude
Well,
for.
I wouldn't be able to do it, man. Genuinely. I mean,
Well,
just having that much weight on your shoulders, suppose you fail. Humanity dies and it's entirely your fault.
well, if it does, I guess then he dies along with it in the end.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if your last thoughts are, oh no, I am literally the biggest mass murderer in history.
Because, well, technically, he's not the one doing the murdering,
Well,
right?
he, through either inaction or failure, caused the deaths of literally every human.
I think the sun going out is what causes the death of every human, not him directly.
Well, sure, but
Do you like
okay.
apocalypse movies or stories? Do you like
Really
end of the world stuff?
depends. It really depends.
On what? Tell
Well,
me
a
what
lot
it
of
is.
factors. A lot of
Okay,
factors.
let's hear a few.
Okay, I am pretty particular about my zombie movies. If the zombies are intelligent, I'm not a fan. I want them to be the lumbering oafish creatures that sustain themselves on eating flesh, and then one bite is enough to turn you into one of them kind of situations. If they're intelligent zombies or fast zombies, no thank you. Don't like it. If it's a nuclear apocalypse kind of thing, I'm all about the Mad Max and the Road kind of stories.
Oh, The Road. That is a tragic, terrible.
Horribly tragic,
Oh,
absolutely, but a damn fine read. And a good movie starring Viggo
mm,
Mortensen. Check it
yep.
out sometime.
I have
But
seen it.
yeah, no, those kinds of apocalypse movies I like. If it seems bleak, but the protagonist and or the protagonist's friends are all putt-putting along because they feel like they have to, that is what I don't like. What I like is the ones that do it because they got something they want to live for,
Okay, okay.
as opposed to something they have to live for. See what I'm saying?
And I think the fact that he's a middle school science teacher in this story gives him that something to fight for, because throughout the story, he's thinking about his students in his class and how they're going to grow up in a world literally falling apart as the sun is dying.
Right.
Because we're not talking about one day they're going to wake up and the sun just goes out and they all die. No, it's going to be a slow, gradual descent into death. I mean, we're talking about real slow death here. It's
Yeah.
terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I mean, our sun isn't big enough to go supernova, so the worst case scenario, it just goes white dwarf and then, you know, stops
Well,
burning.
there's a reason. Actually, our sun will go supernova one day. It is big
I
enough.
thought I'd remembered seeing something that it wasn't big enough.
Well, currently it is not, but in about 4 or so billion years, it'll turn into a red giant
Yeah.
and it will grow literally all the way out to probably Jupiter-ish in size, and then will eventually collapse on itself and probably explode.
It'll supernovatize and then turn into a black hole.
Well, not all supernovas actually turn into black holes.
No, some of them turn into white dwarfs.
Yep. Leave
But
behind their cores and end up becoming neutron stars and shit.
yeah, absolutely, which is what Thor's hammer's made out of, is the core of a dying neutron star. But that's different topic entirely.
This book has some really good pieces. So when it starts, we're not talking about starting with explosions or craziness here.
Right.
You mentioned pacing issues. Here's the deal. You learn what's happening to this character as the character is learning what's happening,
Mhm.
because his memories are very slow to return, And it really builds a real sense of tension. And that to me, that's what really I was hooked. The moment I'm like, okay, who the hell is this guy? Why is the spaceship talking to him? And why can't he remember who he is? What is going on? And it's like, and you don't even know who he is. The thing is like, I'm like, what's this guy's name gonna be? What's this guy's name gonna be? And then he figures it out. And I'm like, oh, that's his name. That's his name because he's having a memory flashback. I mean, that's a wild ride when you're listening to his memories as they come back to him, and you're like picking out the bits that you were waiting to pick out. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I would ever get that hype to learn somebody's name.
So there's no like global oh crap moment in this either. There's like somebody's checking the numbers twice, and in his memory flashbacks you just kind of feel the oh shit, something went really wrong. What just happened? And then you learn alongside the main character about Earth's fate and what's going to happen. And I talked about aliens and all that.
Right.
It's like it's not what you expect. The book handles alien life in a completely different way. There's no hostile invasion. It's not, there's no humanoid diplomacy or anything like that. It is just weird, smart, and very wholesome, to be
Wholesome.
honest.
So
Wholesome.
Tribbles, except without the overpopulation issue.
No, more wholesome than Tribbles.
I would love to have a Tribble.
You would until they fill your entire house up.
Well, one Tribble.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about Star Trek on one of our future episodes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You think it's about humanity, and it turns out that it's about friendship all along. And that just absolutely just does it for me.
Okay, so it went from a harrowing sci-fi epic about one man's ability to save the world, and it turned into anime.
Like we're talking like you see friendship and the human's ability to care about somebody more than himself, and that becomes a driving factor for this guy on top of saving the earth and all that. It's less about, well, it's not less about, but saving the earth becomes a byproduct of saving his friend that he makes along the way. So let me ask you this one last question to round out our lightning round. If you won't read a book about a middle school science teacher waking up alone in space to save the sun and accidentally making first contact in the most wholesome way imaginable, what exactly would you read?
High fantasy.
High fantasy. Well, there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, pick up the book Project Hail Mary if you didn't catch it. It is written by a very talented writer named Andrew Weir. He is also the author of The Martian, and his books are very heavily science-based, but also character-driven, 100%. This isn't a pew-pew science fiction book. This is a character-driven, beautiful story about a guy who is not a hero, making a friend, making first contact, and trying to save the earth.
I may actually read it.
It's a wild ride.
I might.
You should. I highly recommend it. And the movie's coming out next month. Maybe you can go see the movie.
Next month, really?
I believe so.
Who's in it?
Ryan Gosling is playing Ryland Grace.
Really?
Yes. A sarcastic middle school science teacher is being played by Ryan Gosling, which will be actually pretty good. And some of the other characters are going to be, they're not ones I've necessarily heard of, but I do recognize their face. Sandra Hüller.
No idea.
Melania Vaynerchuk. And then James Ortiz.
Okay. I mean, this might be kind of outlandish to think about, but Ryan Gosling is known for like two things. First one being The Notebook, the world's worst romance novel, and second, Blade Runner 2045. Now he's going to be in this, and he was also in The Gray Man. So Blade Runner, Gray Man, this. Is he our next sci-fi megastar?
We'll see. If I go and see this movie, ladies and gentlemen, and it's absolutely terrible, I will make a follow-up episode to everything they got wrong. But if I go and see this movie and it is just spot on beautiful compared to the book,
Yeah, you take me to the movie with you, and I'll give you my honest input too.
I might, so as I listened to this audiobook, a lot of times my 13-year-old son was in the car with me, and he would hear the bits and the pieces with the first contact, the alien, and he laughed so hard at the situation, thought it was so funny and so cool. And the descriptions were so good of what the alien looks like. And if you knew my son, he doesn't get excited about stuff like that very easily. So he has been nagging me constantly to go see this movie. So yes, Michael, I'll take you and Julian both to go see it. It's March 20th, 26. It'll be out.
All right.
So, all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap up our lightning round. Go check out Project Hail Mary and come check out our next episode of Arguing with Dragons, where we are going to be talking about the Nintendo 64. Dun, dun, dun.
Nintendo
Best game system ever.
64.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Good night, guys.